Hi, my name is Jo and I specialise in insect science on horticultural crops for plant food research. I've worked with a number of growers over the years on various horticultural pests. Knowing what insects you're looking at in your crop is important, as in addition to the pests that might be present, there are also likely to be a number of beneficial insects that can help control your pests, or simply insects that are not doing any damage and don't need to be controlled. So when you are looking for insects on your strawberry plants, the pests and beneficials will be found in two places: on the underside of the leaves or in the flowers. Some insects can also be found on the fruit, either on the body of the fruit or on the calyx. Apart from cyclamen mite, all of these insects will usually be found on the leaves or the flowers. The main pests that you will find on the flowers are thrips, both the adults and immature stages. Adult thrips are around 1 to 2 millimeters long, and the adults will vary in colour from yellow or grey through to black, depending on what species you have. They are usually very fast moving when disturbed. The smaller pale yellow to orange insects that usually hang out with the adults are the young thrips, and these will vary a lot in size depending on their age. Caterpillars of moths or butterflies will often feed on the flower petals and sometimes damage the centre of the flower. They are usually pale looper caterpillars, but leaf roller caterpillars can sometimes be found. These can then go on to feed on the developing fruit themselves. Mirid bugs are often found on flowers. These are around 4 millimeters long, and the most common one, the crop mirid, is mottled orange-brown with a green tinge and a very distinct downwards bend halfway along its back. Often you will see the young ones, which are green with striped antennae, on the flowers as well. Mirids are very fast and will often hide behind the flower when they see you, so they can be difficult to get close to. You will also find a number of beneficial insects on flowers, such as aureus bugs. These are predatory bugs and are smaller than mirid bugs and are dark brown. Predatory thrips will often be found on flowers. These are easy to tell apart from pest thrips, as they are larger and usually slower moving. The most commonly seen one is black with white stripes running across its back. On the undersides of leaves, you are more likely to find pests such as two-spotted spider mite, the adults, their young and the eggs. These mites are cream or greenish in colour, and older ones and adults will have a distinctive large black spot on each side of the body. They are slow moving and usually gather in groups with their eggs, whereas predatory mites are usually seen as single individuals. Often two-spotted mites will occur first near the edge of the leaves in the scoops. Aphids are common on leaves and are much larger than mites. They are usually pale green and have long, thin antennae and legs. You will also find some of the beneficial insects on leaves, such as curcuminous mites. These are easy to see on leaves and on the flowers due to their pale colour. They are easily recognised as being shiny, teardrop shaped and cream or pale tan in colour. They are fast moving compared to the two-spotted mites. Persimilis mites are another predatory mite often found on leaves. These are similar to the curcuminous mites in shape, but are orange or red coloured. They will often be seen with their red oval eggs, which can be distinguished from curcuminous mite eggs, which are cream coloured. Both of these predator species eggs are roughly twice the size of pest mite eggs, which are also round in shape. Hoverfly larvae can be common on the underside of leaves. These look somewhat like a small pale slug, up to 8 millimeters long. Under magnification, these will usually have two pale yellow or tan stripes running down their back and are very slow moving. The eggs that they hatch from are small, elongate, dull white, and are usually laid in singles or pairs. Ladybird larvae are occasionally also found on leaves. These are usually grey or black with patches of yellow or orange, have a spiky look to them, and they will have very obvious 6 legs. Because the insects are usually very small, there are a couple of tricks to making them easier to see. Usually you will need to use some sort of magnification. 10 times magnification is the most commonly used either as a headset or as a hand lens. Both of these are very easy to find online and cost around $20 to $30. With magnification, you will need to make sure you know how far away to hold the flower or leaf from your eyes. For a hand lens, this is around 2 centimetres. With the headband, this distance increases to around 10. You can get higher magnification, but the working distance will be much less. All of the pictures in this video are shown at 10 times, some with inserts at higher magnification to show details. Another trick is to get the insects moving. You can do this by either gently blowing in the flower or holding your hand under the flower and flicking it to knock the insects into your hand. If you don't have any magnification or you cannot see the actual pests themselves, there are other signs on the plants that the pests may be present. The pollen structures on strawberry flowers are usually yellow. If these pollen filaments are brown in young flowers and there is brown discoloration in the centre of the flower and base of the petals, this is often an indication that there are large numbers of thrips in there. You may also see darker thrip species moving around in the flower or on the petals if disturbed. With 2 spotted mites, what you will often see first is plants with leaves that have started to go mottled yellow or seem to age prematurely. When you turn the leaves over and look underneath, you may be able to see pinkish discoloration on the underside of the leaf. If the infestation is bad enough, there may also be webbing on the underside. Chewed holes on the leaves or on the petals of flowers are generally an indication that there is a caterpillar nearby. Sometimes the edge of leaves may be webbed into a roll, or the fruit calyx may be stuck down to the fruit. Cyclamen mites are very difficult to see in the field without high magnification. If they are present, what you will see first is plants that look small and squat, and young folded leaves or leaves hidden in the crown of the plant will be distorted and crinkled with short stalks. In high infestations, you will also see bronzing under the fruit calyx. If you think you have plants with cyclamen mite, it is important not to move around the rest of your plants after you have touched infested ones, as you will spread the mites on your clothing or machinery. For further information on pests and beneficials, you can refer to the IPM manual on strawberries or go to Strawberry Growers NZ.